Chip asking you?
I don't know. Something about a banner. Probably Facebook.
Problem with those things is they don't prove to be very profitable.
Hello, internet world. It's Chris and Lee, ready to answer all your questions about buying houses. So if you're interested in buying a house, let us know what your questions are. What you're going to do is you're going to go to your chat box and you're going to write, hey, I want to buy a house. Here's my scenario. Or can I buy a house? Here's my scenario. Here's my credit score. Here's my down payment. What does it take to buy a house? How do I get started? Where do I start? Where do I go? All those questions that you guys have about buying houses because you're super interested in owning a piece of real estate to call your own. You're going to ask us today, and we are going to answer you.
Ashley Heckleton says, hey, I want to buy a house. Ashley, we want to help you buy a house. Tell me where you're at. Tell me what you're thinking.
Dude, it's Heiklin.
Heiklin. What's up, Heiklin?
Dude, Ashley, can you believe he did that to you?
What?
Can you believe he did that to you?
What?
Yeah, Ashley, how you doing? So yes, all the questions, guys. We already got him in the house. Sexy Black, how you doing? Mac, should you buy a new car if you plan on buying a house soon, or wait till after? That's a good question, Mac.
That's a very good question.
These are the questions that I'm talking about. These are the questions that you guys should be asking because a lot of people put themselves in a very bad spot when they have goals. So in that case, Mac, I would say after. Why? Why is it going to be after? It's going to be after because you're going to add a new payment to your whole financial profile. So let's just say that you could afford a $500,000 house, okay? And then you bought a car that has an $800 a month payment.
$400,000 house now.
Instantly, you lost $100,000 in buying power. So maybe all your dreams and goals and all the things you wanted to accomplish are out the window because you bought a car. So after, guys, so the rest of you that are watching, load up that chat box with all your questions. If you're interested in getting a home loan, go to the link in the bio, select apply for a home loan now, or give us a call. Our phone number is there. What do you got for us, man?
So what if you have a 640 FICO score, but no money saved? So here's the problem with that. The problem is you have no money saved. The solution is we have down payment assistance programs. We got programs that will actually cover the down payment and the closing costs. Now, that sounds wonderful. It sounds amazing. Who wouldn't want that? Hey, I'll take that option where I don't have to put any money down. Hey, you know what other option I want to take? I don't want to put any closing costs. Okay, so that's cute. And it actually does exist. But it's not very practical. Not in this day and age right now. Why? Because interest rates are a little bit too high. Your debt to income has to be really, really good. And your FICO score has to be really good. Now, for all of those things to line up, a little difficult in this day and age right now. So can it happen? Yes. So if you came in and you said, hey, I make $140,000 a year and I have an 800 FICO score, but I have no money, I'd say, you're golden. We can probably, and I only want to buy a $300,000 house. I'd say you're probably golden. Yeah, we can do your profile. But if you came to me and you said, hey, I want to buy that $300,000 house, but I make 60 grand a year and I have a 622 FICO, probably not happening. Probably not happening. Not in this time because lending is tight. It's tight, which means these programs don't just come out and help you.
Yeah. Ashley said, Chris, you know where I'm at. And I said, yes, I do, girl. I got you.
You're right there. I see you.
After. Time to start looking soon. You'll be definitely hearing from me soon.
All right. Ashley, we're going to be here for you.
Elena, my husband, credit score is low, and I have good credit, but I just started working this month. Is there any options for us? What if I get a cosigner?
So Elena, here's going to be some very tight questions, very big questions. So I'm going to give you a couple scenarios. Let's just say that you just started working this month because you were in college getting an engineering degree. And the reason you started this month is because you got your degree last month. And you've been full-time in college for the last 4 years, and then you just got hired on as an engineer at a high-tech company for $140,000 a year. You know what? We can use your income all day, every day. No question about it, all day, every day. Well, let me change that up a little bit. You were in nursing school, and you just finished nursing school. And you got your nursing certificate, degree, and whatever else they gave you. And you got a job at Loma Linda for $100,000 a year. And you've only been there working there 1 month because the last 4 years you've been in nursing school. I can use your income all day, every day. Every day. So, let's just say, hey, I didn't feel like working for the last 8 years. And I just got my first job. And I was not in school. And I was not in the military. And other than I didn't feel like working, that's the only reason I wasn't working. And you just got your first job. Not going to be able to use it for about 2 years.
Well, here's the good news, Elena. You already gave the solution. Yeah, you could use cosigner. It could be your husband and the cosigner on the loan and the three of you on title. So, yes, you can make it happen. There's a lot of different ways to cut this pie up, guys, and Elena comes in with her own answer. So, good job. If you're interested, go to the link in the bio.
Yeah, we're here for you.
Sexy Black, you're welcome. Jesse Ruiz, how long to get appraisal and what's after appraisal?
So usually you can order the appraisal right after we sign the initial disclosures. So immediately once we have a legal loan, because remember, everything's just a guess, until you sign the paperwork that says, hey, I've got a loan. We're in contract, so now I can make things happen with this house. Because prior to that, you can't make anything happen. But once you sign the initial disclosures, I will usually order the appraisal by the end of the day. If not, the next day. So that happens like that. Depending on the docket of the appraiser. Sometimes they can get out there in 72 hours. So, 72 hours, within 3 days, the appraiser gets out there, and that's called the inspection. But that's not the appraisal. People think the inspection is synonymous with the appraisal. So they go out to inspect the property. They go, hey, does it have a roof? Does it have a floor? Does it have 4 walls? Okay, good, the inspection. Then they go back and they say, after I looked at everything, now let me pull all the comps. Let me pull what the square footage is, what the average square footage is, how big the lot is. And they pull all that together and they create the appraisal. That usually takes about 7 to 10 days, somewhere in that range. And then after that, money.
Yeah. I'll give. What does my DTI need to be to get a second home in Florida? 800 plus credit score, $200K a year. Bills, mortgage, utilities. Okay. What does the DTI need to be, Lee? Investment property.
Investment property. Second home. Okay, so second home is a little tighter than your primary residence. So here's the thing you need to know. Second home is a category. So you have your primary residence, and hey, I like skiing, so I'm buying another house in Aspen. All right, cool. You need 10% down minimum. Minimum. The good news is your interest rates are going to be better than if it was an investment property. That's per damn sure. The bad news is it will not be as good as if it was your primary residence. So, somewhere in between. The 3 categories: primary residence, second home, investment property. Next thing I need to do is I need to have at 45 or better back end ratio. That's not where most people get hit. 45 or better back end ratio. Where people get hit is reserves. So after I make the down payment and I make the debt to income ratio, I need a minimum of 6 months reserves, probably 12 months. So what does that mean? That means that I got to have my PITI for my primary residence, let's say that's $3,000 a month, and my PITI for my second home, let's say that's $3,000 a month. Well, $3,000 a month on the primary is $36,000 a year. Times 2 is $72,000. So I have to have $72,000 in the bank after down payment and closing costs and everything. And that's what usually hurts people on that second home. So that's the process.
There you go. Elena, you're welcome. Ashley, wait, so if my husband is in school but hasn't been working but now is, can you use his income?
Well, the answer, Ashley, pretty simple. Did he get a degree or a certificate? If he actually completed the school, then the lending industry looks at it as, hey, you're responsible. If he dropped out, nah, forget about it. It's not even going to happen. But if he actually completed the school and got a degree or a certificate and went into the industry that he went to school for, then yes, every day, all day, every day.
Yeah. Rad Rat said OOF. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Rands. Have y'all done an FHA construction loan? I would like to build my own home. I am a GC. Rayans, you're a general contractor? That is amazing. Here's what's really cool, guys. Let me share this about the one-time construction. Certain states have certain rules. Not every state needs a licensed general contractor, okay? You must follow whatever the guidelines are for the city, state, or county that you're in. You must follow all the rules and regulations and all that stuff that's involved, but you don't always need a licensed general contractor. I think actually as a fact, Texas doesn't require a licensed contractor. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's the case. But here's the data, Ray Raz. So no, I have not completed a new construction yet. We got a lot in motion right now. A lot of people inquiring, a lot of people getting approved. But no, I haven't completed one yet. Just finished our certification about a month ago. But we got a lot moving forward. It's not that much more difficult than getting a regular loan. Okay, whether it's FHA, Fannie, Freddie, all the different types that we could do. What really is different, though, the only different piece is that you have to carry the draw costs between the first draw all the way through completion. What that means is, as you're taking money out to put the foundation, to build the frame, to put the roof on, to do the finish work, all that stuff, there's going to be a interest-only monthly payment. So as long as you can carry that interest-only monthly payment throughout that process, then at the very end you'll get the loan. That's the only difference, okay? Yeah. So I'd love to help you guys.
Brad Hat says, don't use a NAF. What's a NAF? I don't know.
That's an insider.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but whatever.
MSG, I make $5,000 after taxes. Am able to afford $500,000 house.
Well, if you make $5,000 after taxes, I have no idea. Because I don't know what you're talking about. It could have been that you made $20,000 top line and then you W-2'd $240,000 a year, but after you took off your corporate write-offs and all your other write-offs and your charitable write-offs and your depreciation and your depletion, that you landed up with $5,000. I can't calculate based off of that because that's $60,000 a year, but that's not how it works in our industry. We do look for value, but I don't know what that $5,000 means. Could it mean you're 1099 and you make $5,000 after your write-offs, or your W-2 and you make $240,000 top line, and then you drop it down and you make $5,000? Or are you 1120s with a K1 and you flow the K1 through, and then the K1 only shows $5,000 on your top line, but your 1120s show $20,000 a month inside of your corporation? Can't answer that.
So, MSG, answer this question. How do you get paid? What is your top line? And then we can go a little deeper. Luna E, I just joined the live. What's the response for no money saved with 640 credit score? You answered that one.
Okay, 640 credit score, not a lot of hope. Yeah, not a lot of hope. We have one down payment assistance program that'll go down to 600 FICO, 600. And that's across the nation. It'll go down to 600 FICO, but the debt to income ratios and the other requirements are pretty heavy. So the credit score, if you've got a 640 credit score and you're trying to get in with no money, that's really difficult. Not impossible, but difficult.
Yeah. MSG, you're welcome. Ellis Give, you're welcome. Ashley, he is in the process of getting another degree. He's gotten his bachelor's and is in the process of his something else. I guess we'll get to it.
Well, when he got his bachelor's degree, if he got his bachelor's degree in an industry and then he went to work in that industry, then we're allowed to use the time in school as time in service. Now, if there's been greater than a 6-month gap, then we need LOEs, letter of explanation, and a whole bunch of stuff. Now, if he's back at school after the bachelor's degree and still working, that gets a little messy because we're going after a master's degree or doctorate or whatever, and now we have to make it make sense. So, could happen, maybe.
Yeah. She said master's. How far into his master's is he? When does he complete that? That's a good question.
Yeah.
All right, next. Eli, would you recommend HELOC to buy a second home?
Eli, it's math. It's all math. So I've had some people come to me and say, hey, listen, I want to take out $200,000 to buy a second home. Cool. And the mortgage payment's going to bury them. So no. I'm going to take $200,000 out because I got this unbelievable deal and I can rent it for more than the monthly payment on the HELOC. Then it makes sense. Then it's math. It's always math. And interest rates are high right now. And I know people are thinking, hey, they're going to come down in September. That's what the whole market is thinking right now, that they're going to come down in September. But I got news that's probably not going to sound so great. They might come down in September. And if they do, the Fed's going to drop by 25 basis points, my guess. 25 basis points. And that is not going to create a gigantic rally. Is not going to be mind-blowing. It might happen because latest data is coming in and it's looking like it's going to happen. However, when it does happen, you're going to see a little bit of a, huh, and then that's it. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm usually not.
Yeah. Trumpaholic. Are people even buying houses right now? I think it's supposed to say bro, not boo. Don't call me boo. I ain't your
Dude,
boo.
don't call him
But
boo.
I can't be
It's
your bro.
weird. Yeah,
I can't be your
we
bro.
entered contract on Sunday. We're finalizing the contract today. Yes, they're buying houses right now. It's actually a better time now than probably ever to buy a house, but most people can't afford it. They can't afford it. Like, I'll give you an example. Then this is where I was thinking about this. I lived through the 2012 crash, 8 to 12. Real estate was like unbelievably down. It was horrible. Everybody's getting foreclosed on. The unemployment was high. Everything was horrible. Unbelievably horrible. You know when the best time to buy the house? Then. You know why? Because nobody could afford it. Nobody could afford it because the economy was in the toilet. And foreclosures were happening left and right. And then they were just coming down. But anybody who bought during that downtime doubled their money. They live in a house that, like, you bought for $300,000. It's today worth $600,000. Easy. So this is the opposite of that. Interest rates are incredibly high. Very few people can afford. We know because we try and qualify people every day. Every day I go through 5 to 10 people that I'm like, hey, let me put your credit. Hey, let me calculate your income. Hey, you can't afford anything. I hate to say that, but it's true. And I know that. You run into the same thing?
Yeah.
So when good commentary, man. I really like that. So I know that today it's really hard to buy a house, but what that means is those that can buy a house, they get a really good deal. They're doing really good.
No, there's going to be a lot of people that call bullshit on that. People are going to say, no one's buying houses. Here's
We
what you
opened
do.
contract today.
Here's what you do. Okay, but that's irrelevant because how do you prove that?
Yeah.
But here's what you do. So go to your new builds. Go to the brand new track homes right down the street from where you live. Make sure they've been up for just a couple months, okay? Just a couple months. And I guarantee you that first phase is sold out. Maybe even the second phase. And some go up to 3, 4, 5 phases. So the new builds are flying off the shelf. It's even worse when it comes to resales. Resale, house goes up, bunch of offers, gets in contract. Sometimes it closes fast, sometimes it doesn't. But houses are being sold like crazy right now. Not very many people do qualify. A lot of people are on the fence because of interest rates and they're waiting for the rates to go down. So, yeah, a lot of houses being sold right now, guys.
MSG says, I'm on W-2. Well, give me your top line then. I don't care about your bottom line. If you're a W-2, I have a W-2 only program. What's your top line? Yearly top line W-2, and I'll give you an idea.
Yeah, guys, when you're W-2, guess what we use? Gross income, not net. Gross income. User 1046. Hello, what's the earning potential in your industry?
Right now, if you joined user 1046, you would starve out. The only ones that are making a living right now are the OGs who have a big book, who have a big system, understand loans, and can make things happen. However, when things get better, I can pick up the phone and call 5 people who make $1 million a year in my business. Like that. There's a lot of people who make $1 million a year in my business. If you don't make 100,000 or better in my business, you don't want to be in my business. It's really tough. And you're going to get screwed over by clients. You're going to get screwed over by realtors. You're going to get screwed over by your company. You're going to get screwed over by everybody. And when it comes down, you should make a damn good living through the process because you know what? Those are the hits that come with the territory. So right now, if you're trying to make a living in my business, I would say don't try unless you got some unbelievable angle. Like your mom's a top producer for Keller Williams and controls 100 agents and they are guaranteed to send you all their business, you might have a chance. Maybe.
Yep. See, Nia is living proof right in front of us. Signed my contract last week with the 5.7. Awesome. Good job, Nia. Is that with us? Your name looks familiar. Is that with us? Ellen Gramaho. I make $62,000 a year, but want to leave $50,000 down payment. I don't know what that means. How much buying power can I get? $62,000 a year with $50,000 down payment? What's your credit score, man? You got a good credit score?
Well, $62,000 a year. I mean, just across the board to give you right.
Zero
just,
debt. That's what he meant.
Zero debt. Okay. 280, 300. You get with that? 62,000, 280, 300.
Yeah, in that range.
In that range.
$50,000 payment, maybe a little higher.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, with the loan amount. So you're probably touching 340, 360 in purchase price, somewhere in that range. Yep.
Trumpaholic. Y'all do people who buy right now might double the money in 10 years also. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Well, there's something that's going on right now, and you have to really follow the numbers in order to understand this. But there is a building deficit, meaning that every month, 10,000 people want to buy a house, and we put up 6,000 houses. So we're 4,000 short, but that's been going on for about 5 years now. So we're really short. When rates come down and people have buying power, the reason the market's going to go up is because there's not enough inventory. That's facts. These are pretty simple to find facts. There is a housing building deficit, which I tell people, if you get into the trades, you probably make a lot of money. You don't even have to be good for the next 5 to 10 years. It's a housing building deficit.
All right, guys, keep harding this up. If you like the answers you're getting, if you think that what we're doing is good here, make sure you tap that screen and give us as much love as you can give us. It really helps us out. Avalanche Kid, is 800 with 12 years of good credit enough? I think you're showing off.
Yeah,
I think you're flexing.
Yeah. If you have an 800 FICO, you know it. It's good. It's amazing. You're at the top of the heap.
Probably
you don't
already
get there.
have a mortgage.
You don't get there accidentally. You are purposefully in the 800 club. There are very few of us in the 800 club. There are even fewer of us in the 840 club before you flex, buddy.
I used to work out with this one guy he was just super buff, and he'd be flex and be like, "Hey, is it supposed to feel like that? Is it supposed to feel like that?" That's you, man. You know your credit score's badass. Trumpaholic, but prices are so high. You think they're gonna keep going higher and higher?
Yes. I don't think. I can prove on the data, that houses are going up every single month. And if you go to YouTube, there's 1,000 people going, "Hey, it's about to collapse. There's a foreclosure crisis and all this stuff." But if you actually go to National Association of Realtors, we are at the most expensive we've ever been. And every month they go up a little bit. Not a lot, a little bit. And every month we land up with a new high price. They do the 4 quadrants of the U.S., north, south, east, and west. And they say, "Hey, here on the West Coast, we hit a new high. Here on the North, we hit a new high. Here on the East, we hit a new high. Here in the South, we hit a new high." They do that, and every single month, it goes. Now, it doesn't go up like it used to. It used to go up by a bunch. It just goes up by a little bit. But it's because there's a housing deficit. It's actually a housing crisis. There's a lot of laws that are being passed across the country that are allowing ADUs, even in California. California passed something that said, "Hey, we don't have enough houses. So if you want to build an extra house," because that's what an ADU is, an extra house on your property, California said, "We will not allow the counties to forbid it." What? Yeah, that's happening right now.
Yeah. User 1046, thanks. What's the best place to start? Oh, man, I love that question.
Yeah.
Here's the answer. Time for a commercial.
Yep. If you need a badass loan, call a badass loan officer. You can reach your badass loan officers, Chris and Lee, at New American Funding by calling the numbers on the screen. But don't call right now because Chris's phone is on Instagram, Lee's on TikTok, and we cannot answer your phone at the moment. However, after the live is done, if you call us, we will answer and we will help you get started. This will disappear in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bye.
Oh, yeah. Redberto. I make $87,000 a year living off my girlfriend. Take the blue pill.
That sounds like an only dad situation.
I lost him.
Like
my dog died when I was 4. What home should I get?
Yep, there we go. Oh no! Here we go.
Okay, but maybe that's true. My credit score is 798, so I'm not flexing. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. DS72220. The host, thank you for the love. Fabio's in the house. Remember Fabio?
Fabio, yeah, he was badass back in the day.
Sexy hair.
That was in the 80s, though.
What's a down payment assistant? How does it work?
Okay, so down payment assistance is a program that rides on a chassis, FHA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, VA, or USDA. And the down payment assistance program says, "Hey, we'll assist you and pay for the down payment. That's how we do it. Yeah. Now, is it free money? No, don't be ridiculous. There's no free money in this world. There's a catch to it. Always a catch. It's usually a silent second, which means you got to pay it back when you sell it or refinance, or you have to pay an interest rate and it'll be forgiven at 5 years, or some combination thereof. So it's never free, but it does help.
All right. Let's see. None your business. Love it. What's your thoughts on these corporations like Blackstone buying everything up? Part of the problem, guys.
Yeah, I think it's actually part of the problem. There's not a lot you can do about it, though. It's like, hey, what do you think about the politicians making a lot of money by getting contracts on the side?
Well, it was like during the pandemic.
Horrible.
It's like during the pandemic when you went to get water and toilet paper and it just wasn't there. Yeah, you just got to deal with the situation, guys.
I think it's horrible. I think it sucks. I think the two big companies are buying everything. For those who don't know, there's two big, giant companies called Vanguard and BlackRock, and they're buying up single-family houses, and they don't really compete. They go, you want $350? Here you go. And they write the check.
They have to.
And then, once they own the property, they rent it out, and then they just put it in their portfolio. So what does that do to the average Joe who's like, hey, I worked really hard all my life, and I can afford $340. Maybe that guy who's selling for $350 will, reduce the price. And then Vanguard walks in and goes, I'll give you $350. Boom. You have no choice. You have no chance. You can't compete with that guy. So they're building a portfolio because they know there's a housing deficit. They know it. Now, for their investors, probably pretty good. It's probably pretty damn good if you're an investor and you own BlackRock or Vanguard and you're a billionaire, because those small guys, you're not going to really do well with it. But if you're a billionaire, it's great. For the average Joe, it sucks. For America, for the average American citizen, sucks.
Yeah, Jason said I tried calling you guys and got voicemail 6 different times. I'm going to give you the hack, Jason. I'm going to give you the hack right now.
Tell
You're going to text one of these numbers. Yeah. You're going to say, hey, it's Jason from TikTok. And you're going to get a call right after this live. So that's the hack, guys. That's the hack. Trumpaholic back. I have a 6.1 interest rate. I need to refi within 10 years. Think it's going to be an issue?
6.1, I need to refi within... Trumpaholic, I think you're going to refi within 3 years, because 6.1 is going to be ridiculously high. And as soon as we break into the 5s, there's going to be all these going, hey, I'll do your refinance for free, which is a lie. Hey, no money out of your pocket. That's not a lie. They build money into the refinance. It's going to be a gigantic boom. It's not brain surgery. We know it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. There's going to be a whole bunch of cash calls. Oh, no, lost a new loan to Ditech. You're going to see all this crap because there's a lot of money in this business. A lot of it.
Yep, Trumpaholic, do us a favor. Start off the trend by giving us a bunch of hearts.
What?
We're going to help every single one of you, but we need you to give us the hearts to show us the love, show us that we're doing a good thing for you guys, okay? We're trying to help. We're not trying to hurt. We're trying to help.
Yep.
Also, if you guys are interested in getting a home loan, go to the link in the bio, select apply for a home loan now. Our phone number is also there, so you can call us if you're interested in talking about it. DS072200. I live in Cali. Is it better to buy out of state?
Well, DS07, what's your purpose? If you live in Irvine and you work in Irvine and your wife's in Irvine and your kids are in Irvine
and your girlfriend
girlfriend's in Irvine and you want to buy in Mena, Arkansas, probably not a good idea.
Probably lose your girlfriend and your wife.
Probably leave, and maybe the kids too.
Dang!
Yeah. All right, so that's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it depends on what you want to do. Are you looking for your primary residence? Are you trying to move out of California? A lot of people trying to move out of California. A lot of people.
Lots.
Not a little bit. And there's reasons too. There's good reasons. We have great weather here. We do. But the rest of it, it's not all pretty. So,
Lots.
Yep.
Little Bernal 29. Lily Bernal. Lily. How is DTI determined?
Very simple, Lily. DTI stands for debt to income. So we determine your debt, we determine your income, and we put it in a ratio. That's simple.
Yeah. Shally's like, I'm going back to Cali.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
You got family here?
Well, there's a lot of people who moved out.
I'm not against California.
No, there's a lot of people who moved out, and there's some coming back. But, yeah, it's a strange situation. We're always dealing with people who want to leave, but there is a little faction of people that are trying to come back to California.
Yeah, I love California. I love the state for
Yeah.
what it is. I
Me
don't
too.
like the politics.
Me
I don't
too.
like the traffic. I don't like the homelessness. I don't like, but that all comes from the politics,
I lived in
guys.
San Diego. I lived in Los Angeles. I lived in Hollywood, and I've lived in the Inland Empire. I can tell you, California is pretty beautiful. There's some beautiful, beautiful areas. Yeah.
It's really expensive.
Yep.
It's really expensive. I mean, like, check this out, guys. Check this out. I just got this data last week from this guy. So gas right now, if you go to Costco, which is probably the cheapest gas around, I think I put it for $4.19 a gallon. How much is it in Texas?
$2.82, I think, last I checked.
So literally almost $2 more per gallon in California because of the taxes.
And I was at my other house in Texas about 10 days ago.
So average tank is what, $15? So multiply that times 2, you're paying $30 more per tank.
Yeah.
$30.
That's a lot.
If you fill up once a month,
Yeah.
that's $120 a month. That's a lot
You
of
fill
money.
up once a month? Where the fuck
I'm
do
sorry,
you
once a
drive?
week, once a
I was just say,
week. Once
dude,
a
how
week.
do you fill up once a month?
Once a
I
week.
drive to work. I gotta fill up twice a week.
Okay, twice a week. That's a lot of money, guys.
Yep.
That's a lot of money. That's a whole lot of marijuana you could buy.
Dude, don't talk like that.
Why? It's legal in California.
You're right.
All right. Renee, thank you for the love. Trumpaholic, how much cash out of locked should I have stacked for my refi? Cash out of locked. Say that again, Trumpaholic. I don't really understand that question. Do you?
I don't need a cash out of locked. Trumpaholic, I'd like to help you, but you're speaking to gibberish.
Okay. What up, Whoville hater?
Whoville hater, what's up?
Because people are driving electric and they aren't going to get gas taxes anymore. That's a problem in
That's
California.
actually, yeah, and you know the way
It's a real
California
thing.
fixes everything? They tell you they're going to help you, and they screw you. Oh, I got some stories. Oh, you're going to love this. Oh, you're going to love this story. Hey, check this. This is hilarious because this is in our backyard right now happening, and America won't even be able to decipher this unless somebody gives them the pieces. Here's what it is. We have something called the Dream for All program. Okay, the Dream for All program, all right? So let me tell you what it is, and then let me tell you how they screw you on the Dream for All program. The Dream for All program says this: hey, state of California is going to step in and help you with 20% of your house price. What? Wow, that sounds amazing. Yeah, they call it the Dream for All because California likes to dream with all of you guys. So it's a dream for all, okay? So here's the practicality of it. Hey, you want to buy a $500,000 house? Awesome. Cool. California will help you with $100,000. $100,000. That's a lot of money. Yeah, it's a dream for all. You get to get your house, $500,000. They help you with the $100,000. What did I do? Oh, I'm probably saying the D. Dream because of the dreamer thing. So we're getting slapped, by the way, right now by one of the platforms. So anyway, they're going to help you with $100,000. All right. Why? Because that's the dream. We have a dream. Okay, cool. Now, it sounds amazing, and there's loan officers running around going, hey, you better hurry, the sky's falling, you have to apply so that you can get approved so that we can get you your $100,000. Okay, so now, when you actually read into the guidelines and you find all this out, you're like, okay, cool. If the Uncle Cali steps in and he gives me $100,000, wait a minute, he didn't give me $100,000. No, he invested $100,000 with me, and he wants the $100,000 back. Wait a minute, they want it back? So they're not giving it to me. Oh, no. And what's far worse, they don't want interest because interest is too low for California. They want shared appreciation. So if your house doubled in value, well, they want $200,000 back. So let me tell you how all this works. Somewhere in the big state, they were going, hey, we got this $5 billion that we'd really like to invest in something, but we don't know what to invest in. Why don't we just buy up real estate? They're like, oh, that'd be a political nightmare. We're going to have to compete against our own citizens? That'd be a political nightmare. We're going to buy up the houses against our own citizens? That's crazy. How about we do this? Why don't we tell them that we're helping them? Yeah. Well, in fact, let's tell them that they have a dream. We have a dream too. We want to help them. For all of them. Yes, let's help all of them. Yeah. And we'll tell them that we're helping them. But here's the truth of it. We'll own that property with them. We'll have invested in the property. We won't have to pay property taxes. We won't have to pay maintenance. We won't have to pay anything. You know what we get? Appreciation in real estate. And they're going to think we did it for the benefit of them. That's genius! And then someone's back there going, now the people will never fall for that. Oh, if we call it the right program and we tell them we're really helping them because we feel for you, we really want to help you, oh, they'll buy it. Oh, they'll buy it. They'll line up for it. Let's make it a lottery. Yeah, that makes it even more valuable. We'll make people put all their name into a hat and we'll pull out the lottery numbers. And that's like legitimately happening right now. Legitimately. And you have to be able to open up the documents, understand what's happening, and understand the big climate to know what they're actually doing. I sit here going, oh my God, I can't believe this. Anyway.
Move a hater hit it on the head, man. He hit it dead on the head. He said, I bet you they won't share in depreciation.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No.
We're not taking losses.
Oh, no.
We're not taking losses.
No.
Gavin Newsom, he needs too much gel for his hair.
Yeah, I know.
That's expensive. You guys know what the hair care costs? Chris said, in California agent who can help you, told that to Shelly and Renee. And then Chris said, do you guys work with California agents?
We do. We got a whole bunch of them. Not a little bit, a lot. Hundreds of them across the country, across the state. Because the truth of the matter is we have hundreds of realtors that we work with across the United States. But because we're in California, if you're close, we'll take you to lunch. We'll sit an open house with you. We'll qualify people as they walk in the door. Like, hey, would you like to buy this? We're sitting there with our file going, hey, we'd like to pull your credit right now. Hey, we'd like to calculate your income on the spot. Because the truth of the matter is, if I'm sitting in front of the client and they have all the documents, I can usually put a file together inside of an hour to 2 hours. And if they really want to buy that house, they'll do it right there. So if you're in California, yeah, we'll work with realtors all day, every day.
Yeah, Trumpaholic. How much cash do I need to refinance? I think he means loan to value.
Oh, loan to value, it's usually 80%, 75% or 80% right now. There's a one VA that you can go up to 90%. Used to be 100, but they don't let 100 anymore. Not with cash out anyway.
Yeah. Hoover Hater, you got it, man. It's not a dream. It's a nightmare.
It's crazy. And when they sell it like you wouldn't believe, I'm sitting there going, you can't be serious. You cannot be serious. But they are.
Okay. 281er. What are the rates looking like? I want to refinance in Texas.
So 281er, they're national. It doesn't matter if you're in Texas, but right now, if you went to the New American Funding website, you'd see 5.75 FHA, 5.75 VA, 15-year conventional, 5.75, and a 30-year conventional, 6.25. So that's what they're saying. That's what the New American Funding is putting out. That's not my quote to you. The only way I can actually get my quote to you is if you call me, I pull your credit, calculate your income, build your file, then I'll give you your quote.
There you go. Shelly Renee, ready to come home? Yeah, come home to California. Redeem Custom said, wow, that's crazy.
It is crazy, man. That's it. And they call it the Dream for All program. And I sit there and I go, these politicians are dirty on a whole different level, man. They're dirty on a level that's insane, and people keep voting them in.
So has there ever been a political message with the word dream in it that actually was good?
Oh, yeah.
Which one?
I have a dream.
No, that's not political. That's not a politician. That was a person with a movement. I'm talking about actual politicians in office putting out the word dream. Or was it good?
I actually think the Dreamers Act is good.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason the Dreamers Act is good is because these kids got the Dreamers, just for you who don't know, these are the kids that were born to illegal immigrants who came in, but they got born in the United States. But because they're, no. They were kids when they got brought into the United States. They were not United States citizens. But they grew up in the United States. They only know the United States. They've never been at their country of origin other than like when they were 1 year old, they didn't know anything. And Dreamers Act allows a pathway to citizenship. So I think that's a good thing. Dreamers,
okay.
Yeah, that's political as they get.
Redeem Custom sounds like our state, all right. Are you California, yeah. Redeem Custom?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You California
too?
It is
so crazy. It makes me mad, but there's a spot where you can be mad, and then you have to go, I can't stop these people from drinking Kool-Aid. They drink the Kool-Aid. And it's usually the naive. Politics take advantage of the naive. It's just the way it is. And you get a good-looking guy like Gavin Newsom who slicks his hair back, and he's like, hey, I do right for the people because that's what the people demand. And you know what? I will always be on the side of the people because that's what the people want.
I think he was going toe-to-toe with someone on Twitter about his success in the homelessness.
Oh my God.
Recently, like
Yeah.
within the last 2 weeks.
Really?
It's the worst. He actually spent billions, solved no problems,
Yeah.
created more problems, and then lost
It's-
billions and says, I've done good.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And people fall for it.
Yeah, I know
People
they
fall
fall.
for it.
We keep falling for it, man. But I think the people that fall for it are either naive or greased.
Yeah, that's probably. Redeem Custom.
But most of them naive.
How do you get zero down home loan?
First off, real easy. Be a veteran.
What if you're not a veteran?
USDA.
What if you don't have? What if you can't buy property in that zone?
CalHAFA.
What if you're not in California?
What's the name of our program? You have to help me.
I'm trying to think of it.
We have a NAF program that goes off through all 50 states. What is it?
I forget.
We have a program.
So to answer your question, Redeem,
Yeah,
there
call
is a
us.
solution
Yeah,
for you.
You call us.
regardless.
But here's the thing. If you're trying to get into a house and you're trying to do it with zero down, most people who go that route, it doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is because they usually don't have great FICO scores because they're trying to get in for zero down. And they have not great income because they're trying to get in for zero down. The zero down programs favor those who have a 680 or better FICO score, preferably 800, and who have a good debt to income ratio, so you're making $80,000 to $120,000 a year and you're buying a $300,000 house. Those are the people that zero down programs favor. But usually the ones who want it have a 544 FICO and like $30,000 income, and they want a $500,000 house, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it is tough, but let's give it a shot. Redeem Custom. Rick Morty, looking to buy in the Bay Area in the next 6 months.
You better have $1 million, Ricky.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah,
up
you
there.
better have $1 million in the Bay Area because $1 million is starter home. That's like 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 1.1 million. That's a starter home in the Bay Area.
Yeah. Chris Ramirez, I'm close by. I'd be more than happy to work with you.
All right, Chris.
Ramirez, where's close by?
Yeah,
What's that city?
What's the name of that city?
Whoville Hater, but will they only get that money back if they sell it?
Whoville Hater. That's a good question. And here's the thing about a state or an entity. A human being has a lifespan, call it 100 years. A state's going to be around for 300. They'll wait. They'll wait. At some point, they're going to sell or refinance. And when they do, whatever that equity appreciation is, California gets it. And they can safely say, hey, I invested my money in real estate. I'm pretty much guaranteed the house is going to be taken care of. I'm not going to have to pay any property taxes. Oh my God. Why? Because we got the poor sucker who got involved to pay all the property taxes. Oh, when I dig into that, it hurts my brain so much, and I feel so bad for those people. I do. I feel bad for them. Yeah.
Troubleholic said, I'm confused. Oh, 572,000 houses worth 755. How much do I need out of pocket to refinance? Out of pocket.
Oh, out of pocket.
That's the question.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah,
Okay.
nothing out of pocket. So if your house is worth calculate here, 755 times 80. So here's the money you can get. 755, and then I do an 80% LTV. So the max loan amount I can get is 620,000. Take away 10,000 for fees, so I'm at 610. And so 572, let's round down, 570 to 610. You could probably get about 40 grand. That's the fast math, and that's if you have a really good FICO score, really good, I mean 680 or better, and that's if you did a cash out refi, and your interest rate is probably going to be 7%, somewhere in that range. Now, good?
Redeem Custom.
Yeah.
We've been working with a realtor and a finance company, and they've wasted our time collecting documents.
Well, Redeem Custom, everybody has to collect documents. We do too. So here's the thing real quick though. If I get a borrower, I don't waste time on it. The first thing I'm going to do is pull credit. So if I pull credit and I see a 544 FICO, I'm going to say, hey, send me the rest of your documents, but you're not qualified. I will keep the file open, and once you get qualified, I will help you. But you're 544 FICO, nobody's going to touch you. I know you want to reach for the programs. You want to reach for, it's not going to work, 544 FICO. But if I pull your credit, it comes in at 720. I'm gonna go cool. I need your W-2s ASAP, like your W-2s and your 1040s, and I need 2 years. Don't send me one because you're gonna waste my time and waste yours. Send me the most recent 2 years. Oh, you haven't filed your taxes? Yeah, you're not gonna qualify. You're not gonna qualify. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna qualify. As soon as you file your taxes, then you tell me, all right, cool. Now I got your W-2s and your 1040s, and you make $120,000 a year, and you have a 720 FICO. Awesome. Now we worry about down payment. If you have none, I can probably work with you. If you have some, I can work with you. But I'm not going to waste your time, and I'm certainly not going to waste my time.
Redeem, California, yeah. Chris Ramirez out of Granada Hills.
Oh, I lived in Granada Hills. Granada Hills is bad. It's hot in the summer, though. I remember that. It's the valley. It is hot in the summer, but it's beautiful in Granada Hills. It's beautiful. And then there's like literally hills in my backyard when I lived there.
Nice. Redeem Custom. Yeah, Bay Area is crazy. I'm in Sacramento area, and we're trying to buy eventually.
That's crazy
Everywhere.
expensive. And here's the problem with that. If you're a regular Joe, you're competing with tech millionaires. Because these guys, when they're like, hey, we just hired you from India, and we want you to come in and work for Microsoft for the next 5 years. Our contract is $1.1 million a year. And you're like, okay, yeah. So they go in and they say, I need an apartment, I need a 2-bedroom. Yeah, it's $1.4 million. My company's gonna take care of it, so whatever. That's happening. So if you're a regular guy trying to compete for a house in the Bay Area, it's really tough because it's all tech companies.
Yep. Rick Morty said Outer Bay Area, LOL. Not a millionaire, 750 plus credit score, 180 G's a year. Only debt is student loans. That's a strong file.
Yeah,
Rick.
at 180
Rick,
grand a
you're
year.
badass.
Yeah, at 180 grand a year, you can't touch $1 million, but you can touch 800.
Yep.
Yeah, you can touch 800. You can't not at $1 million, but at 800, yeah, you're good to go.
Hell yeah, Rick, let's do it. Redeemed Custom. They have all the docs. They gave us a pre-approval and haven't done anything for us. You have a lazy agent and a lazy loan officer.
Call Chris. Ready? Call Chris right now. Call him. Actually text him.
Me your
text,
name
text
and
Chris
say TikTok.
right now. Text Chris, and you know what? We'll get you moving. If you're in Granada Hills, we'll get you done. We're going.
No, that's not Granada Hills.
Oh.
That's she's up in the Sacramento, I think she said.
Okay.
Call me Chris
Either way.
too. Ha! Look at Chris Ramirez in the house.
What's up, Chris Ramirez?
Hell yeah. Do me a favor, Chris Ramirez. Shoot us a text too. Shoot us a text and let's talk. Let's figure out how we can work together. So when it comes to buying houses, guys, it's not an easy process for some. But like what Lee said, a lot of people are putting in applications. They're not getting calls back. They're not getting redeemed customs. They're not getting moved forward. And there's a reason why. I'll be honest with you guys. There is a reason why. Sometimes it's a bad agent or bad loan officer. But if you have a file that's not easy for a lot of loan officers, they're pushing it to the side and they're trying to find the easy ones because they're suffering. They're trying to make their next commission. So if you're working with that person, you're not going to get the service you need. That's the truth. Rick Morty, I'm trying to keep it around $600,000. Just got a $10,000 check and they took 46.5% in taxes.
Yeah, Rick.
Welcome to California.
Rick, is that in California? That's
Yeah,
in California, right?
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
Bay Area.
that's 10,000, and they took 46% in taxes. That is crazy. That's straight crazy.
Been happening for years.
How do you feel about our government? I tell you what. So I have a house in Texas. I have a house in California, and because I earn most of my income in California, I have to pay taxes in California. It just hurts. It hurts. I sit there and I go, do you know what the state income tax is for California at the highest level? I know at the highest level, it's 13.3%. Do you know what the state income tax in Texas is? 0. What? 0. Yeah, state income tax in Texas, 0. In California, highest level, 13.3%. Insane.
Yeah, I need it up front, raw. LOL, tell me if it's not time for us to buy right now. We'll do that, but here's what we're going to do, Redeem Custom. We're going to say, okay, you can't buy because of this. We're going to help you solve this. It could be income, could be assets, could be credit, could be a number of things, but we have a direction to send you down so that you can buy in the near future, okay? And that's a lot of people, by the way. A lot of people have credit issues, not making enough money. I had a conversation with a young lady this morning who I talked to last night, put her file together and said, hey, your debt-to-income ratio is off. But if you can get a cosigner, you're in the game. She said, I'm going to talk to my mom. So there's always a reason for those that don't qualify, but there's always a solution. Okay, guys? We'll give you the solution and we'll send you down the right path.
And the truth of the matter is, if you can afford, this is probably one of the better times to buy. It really is, because when the rates come down, and they will, when they come down, there are so many people on the sidelines that are going to come running in to buy a house. There are so many. And because there is a housing shortage, there's a deficit of houses, prices are going to increase very fast, and you won't be able to get that same price again. So it is, you can refinance your interest rate later. You can. You can never change your purchase price. Your purchase price is what you bought it at.
Yep. Rick Morty, 180K sounds great until they take half.
Yeah, Rick. Well, it's the federal government. I mean, if you're at 180K, you're right on that line of 35, I think it's 35.6% federal income tax, and then 13.3% state. And that puts you right above 50%, which means literally half of your money goes to taxes. Yeah, that's insane. It just blows me away whenever that happens. And that's because our federal government and the state, yeah, it's horrible.
Google search, Puerto Rico real estate sale. LOL, 46%.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, I did search some properties in Puerto Rico, and you can get some decent stuff there for a good price.
Yep.
Redeem Custom said she's moving to Texas.
I love Texas. I do. I love Texas. Texas has its own set of problems.
Yeah.
But well, I'll give you here's a real problem in Texas, okay? So whenever I qualify somebody in California, I do their tax base. And if I'm doing a $500,000 house, I'll do a tax base at 1.25. So $500,000 at 1.25 is roughly $7,000 a year in taxes, which is going to equate to maybe $500,000 or $500 a month, somewhere in that range. If I do it in Texas, if I do Buda, $500,000 house, my tax rate is 2.7%. What? That's $1,000 a month in taxes. Because Texas doesn't get their taxes from income tax, they get it from property taxes. So the property taxes are much higher in Texas, not a little bit higher, double most of the time, double. And because of that, it decreases your buying power. So if you're qualified for $500,000 in California, you may not be able to buy $500,000 in Texas. Now that being said, a $500,000 home in Texas, almost everywhere is a freaking awesome house. In California, starter home in a pretty beat up neighborhood, almost everywhere.
That's not the biggest issue, though. That's not the biggest issue.
Tell me.
Depending on where you live in Texas, you're not even going to have an In-N-Out.
That is
that's not true. Depending on where you live in Texas,
right, I got you.
You're not going to have an
I got
In-N-Out.
you. There is In-N-Out in Austin. There's an In-N-Out in Austin.
You got to go to Austin.
Yeah, you got to go to Austin.
But that could be 500 miles away from wherever you land in Texas.
If you're in Houston, that's a 3-hour drive.
It might be closer to come back to California.
It might be closer to come back.
Depending on where you're at in Texas.
If you're in El Paso, you're definitely better off coming back to California.
Okay, Rick Morty. Marry the home, date the rate.
All right, yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad strategy. I hate it when agents put that out there.
I know.
I hate it when agents put it out there.
I don't like it, but I do understand it.
But that is the move. Because if you get in right now at $500,000, 7% rate, you're going to have a $500,000 house when it's worth $8 and possibly get yourself a $4. So, yes, not a bad strategy.
Yeah. Don't take cash out, by the way, when you do that.
Do not cash out. None of your business said Arkansas, Florida, Nevada, New Hampshire, SD, TN, TX, WA. Y'all don't have state income tax.
I agree with you. All of them do. They do get, but remember that states got to get their money somewhere. California just happens to go, screw you on the income tax because they're the highest in the nation, 13.3. Screw you on the property tax, and then screw you on the down payment assistance programs, and screw you on the electrical programs, screw you on your electric bill, screw you on your gas tax, screw you on, the list keeps going.
And you know who that's all tied to? Kamala Harris.
Oh, dude.
All of it.
Yeah,
She's California.
Don't do that.
She's California. No, I didn't say anything bad about her.
We're gonna get beat up.
I said truth.
We're gonna get beat up. We're gonna get beat up.
Facts.
Yeah. You
Redeem
can't handle
custom.
the truth. You can't
LOL.
handle the truth.
Smarten up 10. If I put $250,000 and sell the house in a few years, will I get my cash back? Cash in back. Will I get my cash in back?
I guess if you're buying a $1 million property, you put $250,000 down and you finance $750,000 and you sell it at $1.5 million in 4 years, yeah, you'll get your cash back. Yep.
It depends on where you're buying, how much you're buying.
Yeah. Texas has bugs the size of cats. Okay, so this is real deal, real world. We have something called a tarantula wasp. A tarantula wasp is this big, like, you know what a wasp is? They're usually yellow. They got and they're scary. They're evil looking little Yeah, they're evil looking little motherfucker. A tarantula wasp is about 4 times the size of a regular wasp, and its job is to go find tarantulas. So it flies around and it looks like a prehistoric beast. It looks like a prehistoric. It can't be Are we at a mile already? So it looks like a prehistoric beast, and it goes and it grabs a tarantula, and then it sticks its stinger in there, and it just hangs onto that bad boy for life. Yeah, Google it. It's kind of scary.
So what you're saying is don't hang out with tarantulas in Texas.
The first time I saw one, I was like, what is that? That's insane. Put in Google, tarantula wasp. They don't go after people. They don't care about people. They go after tarantulas.
There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Don't hang out with tarantulas. Just like don't hang out with thugs and you won't get thugged out. Redeem customs. Oh no, forget it. Kelly, go here. Forget that.
All right.
All right, she's going to text us. All right, you ready to
You know what?
sign us out?
We appreciate you guys. We have been Chris and Lee. We're out.